We gather today at a historic moment for Israel and for our region. All of our living hostages are finally home. The remains of 15 of our fallen have been returned for burial, and Hamas, after years of defiance, has been forced to accept what it long rejected, to release our hostages and to disarm. This was not achieved by chance, but by a unique combination of our courage and our conviction. Yet, our struggle is not over. 13 of our fallen hostages remain in Hamas captivity. Tamir Adar, Sa'ar Baruch, Itai Chen, Amiram Cooper, Oz Daniel, Manny Goddard, Adar Goldin, Ran Gvili, Asaf Hamami, Joshua Lutu Molel, Omer Nutra, Oron Shaul, and Ron Binyamin. We will not rest until every one of them is back home. While some members of this council will today speak of Gaza's future, the reality is that Hamas remains the true obstacle to peace. Its terror continues, not only against Israel, but against the people of Gaza and against peace itself. The reality in Gaza today is this: Hamas gunmen emerging from tunnels, turning their weapons on their own people, executing men. You saw the videos, like ISIS. Executing men, women, and children in public squares. No evidence, no trial, just terror. And from the UN, silence. No condemnation, no emergency session of the Security Council. That silence empowers Hamas. We must act now, not with words, but with pressure, with resolve, with urgency. Disarmament is not a slogan. It requires action. Weapons must be surrendered, tunnels must be sealed, and rocket factories must be shut down. Before Gaza can be rebuilt, terror must be removed. Before peace can begin, Hamas must lay down its arms. The time for excuses is over. Hamas must disarm now. Thank you.
Ambassador, thank you for the briefing. The Trump administration this past week, Jared Kushner, said that the UN and Israel are cooperating strongly, as did the UN humanitarian agency, OCHA. Given that fact, and what's moving forward with the peace deal, what do you think is the ICJ decision out of date, and what does it mean in terms of moving forward? Thank you. Pamela Falk from U.S. News.
Thank you, Pamela. You know, the ICJ decision was a shameful decision. It was a political document, not a legal document. We know how it started. We know how it will end. It will end when it will come to the General Assembly. But they chose to ignore the facts. Take, for example, UNRWA. UNRWA was infiltrated by Hamas for years, even before October 7th, and they ignored those facts. We have proved that UNRWA employees entered Israel and took part during October 7th massacre. The court chose to ignore those facts, and we will not work with agencies that are controlled by terrorists. Thank you.
Ambassador, with China Central Television, two questions. First, we heard a lot of the UN officials talking about no border crossings opening. Will Israel consider that, and what stops Israel from opening more border crossings so far? And secondly, we heard that the U.S. is strongly considering IDF presence during the reconstruction. What is the position from the Israeli government? Thank you.
Well, regarding the checkpoint, you know, we have an ongoing dialogue with our partners on the ground. If there will be a need, we can open more checkpoints. But usually the problem is not the checkpoint. The problem is, you know, you need the drivers and the routes, you know, in order to deliver aid into Gaza. Regarding your second, I'm not familiar with that. We have no intention to stay in Gaza permanently. And we welcome the involvement of international forces that will allow for law and order to be there. And also, you know, we have to make sure that Hamas lay down their weapons. So we are now in parts of Gaza, and we hope that we will see soon international forces coming in and making sure that Hamas is disarming. No interest in any fight or conflict with the Houthis, but if they will continue to attack Israel, they will find the might of the IDF. Because before classrooms open or a single home is built, one truth must be faced. Hamas must go. Hamas must disarm. All the plans, the pledges, the visions, the videos, they are all virtual reality until terror ends. Members of this council, let me show you